Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. So here we're back with Tanya, and today we have a very interesting topic. It's on destiny and life's purpose and free will and all the things we all think about all the time on kind of what direction our life is going. So I'm really excited about this topic. And I guess we'll start off with asking Tanya, how would you define destiny? What is it? What is our life's purpose?
I'm very happy to be back, and I'm very happy that we're talking about this topic because I think that's the main question we're asking ourselves in life. Yeah, why we came here, and what is the purpose of our life, and what is destiny, and what destiny we have to fulfill. Now, first of all, I want to say that destiny and predestination, which is purpose of our life, in my opinion, these are two different concepts. You see, because very often people just mix them together and then they cannot understand this difference. Fate, destiny, or karma, we call it like that as well. It's a set of patterns of thinking. It's a set of models of behavior which we inherited or formed in the early childhood, and which are written inside of our psyche, and they control us unconsciously. It's like programs on the computer which run themselves automatically. They just pass by our consciousness. And some of these patterns can be good for us, and they help us to survive on this planet, yes. But some of these patterns, they can be bad for us. And they cause mistakes and wrong actions, preventing us from our happiness. You see, people always search for security, in peace, in predictability, stability. We're afraid of everything at the end of the day. Fear is one of the main factors of our existence. We can die any second in this vast and merciless cosmos. Actually, tomorrow it will be peak of meteor shower coming from the Perseus constellation. So can you imagine if one of the meteor will be big enough to hit the Earth? What will happen with the life on the Earth? Yeah, so yeah, it's quite dangerous. So we're looking for stability, and if the level of the consciousness of the people, is not high enough, if it's not enough knowledge about ourselves, about the world around, and we cannot understand what is happening around, what is happening in reality, and that doesn't give us stability, that's when this concept of karma, fate, destiny arises. And even if the destiny is difficult and brings sufferings, it's still good for us. It gives some relief because it brings some kind of explanation. Yeah. So it was Adam many years ago, many centuries ago. And he committed a sin, and the God was angry, and he drove him together with Eve out of paradise. And that's why I'm suffering now. Somebody says to himself, because they are my ancestors. Or for example, somebody made a bad deed in the past life. So now he has to give, some karmic debt back. And he explains for himself that, I have to do it. I can't change it. And, it's like, give us some explanation and we calm down, because, okay, Adam was thrown out, from out of paradise, but he still survived. So it means I won't die. Yeah, I will still survive. But of course, it doesn't bring lots of happiness either.
Right.
From another side, our soul chooses herself in what family she will be born, and what kind of what set of patterns and models of behavior thinking she wants to get, and what kind of experiences she wants to go, and in order to gain necessary qualities to fulfill her desire, her task in this life. So predestination, it's a desire of the soul which she wants to fulfill in this life by going through different experiences, using all those patterns and models like that. Yeah. So these are different things. It's like destiny always is connected to the past. It's about walking off some debts, about repetition, all the models all the time, you see? And predestination, it's about the future, about the present and future, because it's about a new creation, yes, a new experience. And destiny, it's like a wheel of samsara when you go circle by circle. Predestination, it's a way out of this circle. And actually, to fulfill the predestination, you have to change the destiny. So that's the difference between destiny and predestination.
And how would someone go about changing the destiny in order to make the predestination easier or less suffering or any of that?
Yeah, that's when we start talking about the free will. You see, everything is very much connected to each other. It's our free will is our freedom to choose. Yes, so to choose from what? That's the most important question. You see, when we talk about predestination, we can fulfill it only if we can use our free will. Predestination is quite complex concept, and it's more complicated than the destiny, because predestination carries a conscious responsibility. Like destiny is always connected with a duty. You must do something. You have to do something, yes? But predestination is about your voluntary responsibility, about your choice to make some step. You know, like, I want to make this commitment because it brings me meaning. It gives me meaning, joy, happiness. You know, it helps me to be myself, not the copy of the past.
So breaking out of the karmic cycle.
Yes. You see, this karmic cycle, this samsara wheel, it's like an egg. And predestination is coming out of that egg. Because our free will, when we use it, it helps us to develop ourselves, to open up, to manifest ourselves, to be unique, not to repeat the past. So our free will is to choose to repeat the destiny or to fulfill our predestination.
And is this karmic cycle always about, because I know it's a cycle, so it's kind of a similar patterns. Would you say, so for example, when we had our one-on-one, you mentioned that my life's purpose in this lifetime is kind of seeking career success and like being so fulfilled from my career, and that's what makes me most passionate, is fulfilling my career. So does that mean that my biggest challenges in all my past lives have also been in finding a fulfilling career, or does it just mean in this lifetime?
Yeah, it means in this lifetime.
In this lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that it happened before. First of all, we will never be sure. I mean, we will never know for sure 100% because we still have the limitation of our human brain and our human consciousness. Yes.
Right.
But yes, I think it's always we're talking about this life. But you know, the interesting question is, you know, the planet Rahu in Vedic astrology, or the northern ascending node, we call it in the Western astrology, you know, they symbolize this purpose of life. They symbolize our predestination. And this planet, they always bring the biggest, I would say, restlessness, you know, and different challenges. Yeah, you know, challenges in life always, you know, because it's not possible. You know, all our development goes, you know, through the challenges in life. You know, any change, you know, what happens? We have change coming to us. it always destroys the previous order. It always destroys the previous form, in past form of us as well. And it pushes us, it demands from us to change in order to find some new qualities to gain the new stability.
And you know what's interesting about that is I feel like when you're challenged in something, it creates more passion for you to get through something. Like, for example, I want to succeed in my career so bad. I'm looking for that position that fulfills me and makes me so happy. But for me, like finding friends and finding love is easy to me. I attract it. See, I've never had problems, thank God. Like I love all my family and friends. But then on the opposite, like someone I know, their career is just growing and it's so easy and they don't worry about anything, but they cannot find their partner in life. They can't make friends. So it's always like what's easy, you don't even care about. Like it's there. And then the thing you're just trying so hard to succeed in is what's so hard to succeed in. So it grows that passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it grows that passion. But then you see, talking about the topic what we touched today, we have to be careful as well. When this tension comes together with the change, we need to find this creative solution for this tension. It's like, in the electrical circuit, there is a plus and there is a minus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like old and new, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And there is the tension. And only if there is a tension, then the electricity can come out,
Yeah.
Then we have the electricity. So it's the same. If there is no tension, if there is no challenge in life, we cannot create something. We cannot come up with we cannot build up some, creative solution for that.
Yeah.
Something positive and good. But we need to be careful. If we don't solve or we don't deal with this tension in the right way, it can become stress, and after it can turn into sufferings.
Mm-hmm.
That is very bad because it will bring sufferings on the mental and physical level, and then it's our unhappiness. So we failed.
Are you speaking about those fears of life that come easy to you, even like that you, like for me, like friendships, like for me, it's easy. So I don't really focus on it. Is that what could cause issues if I continue not focusing on it?
No. I'm talking about, for example, if the situation comes that you need to make a change in yourself and in your life. Yes. And there is a tension. Of course, you are tensed, you are searching for the solution. But like you with your work search, with your job search, for example, yes. But then the person, for example, becomes, okay, if you're becoming passionate about that, it's fine. That helps you, because I believe that passion is a talent. It increases your talent and creativity in everything, to find different ways how to solve the situation you are trying, and you like this state. Yeah, okay, you failed in one way, then you're trying to find another way. So it's still processes going on, the creation process. But there are some people who are becoming too stressed about that. Okay, I failed, and then he starts to lose his self-esteem, and he tries to find the reason in somebody else. They don't want to accept me, as the employer, and like that. And after the stress, it's like a prolonged form of it. It will be the suffering, because, according to the psychosomatic rule, everything will go to the body. So we'll have the illness, sickness.
So even the good quality of passion and like excitement can turn into like aggravation, and it can turn into something negative if you don't stick to the positive side.
Yeah. Then it will become destructive. It's like, again, I'm talking about the electrical circuit. If the tension is too strong, what happens? It will be burned up light bulb. And no electricity, no light, no beautiful things what electricity allows us to have.
No, yes. I like that example. Yeah. So what
but
would
the same? Yeah, sorry.
No.
About the relationship, for example, between the man and the woman. If we're talking, one is plus, another one is minus, and it has to be tension between them. So they will have babies and some inspiration. Yes, inspiration, to create something, new projects and everything. But if it's not working, then what we have? Battles, quarrels, fighting, divorce, no relationship.
Yeah. That's really interesting. And so is that driver like the thing that pushes you to continue seeking your life's purpose and staying on track with the positivity and the passion? How does someone determine how they can find that? How does someone find that passion and turn their aggravation into passion and stay positive? So you, like, for example, you told me my life's purpose is my career. What would you say is the next step on, okay, what do I do? How do I make that successful? What would you say is the next step?
I think coaches would talk better about that, but I would pay attention, and I would advise everybody to pay attention from what your psyche is built.
Mm.
You see, because going into depression, for example, or growing the tension into stress and after to the sufferings, it happens because the person has some certain patterns inside of his psyche. So first of all, I would advise to learn yourself, to find out, what you inherited, what kind of patterns were formed during the early childhood or activated during that time, what you are using. So those programs, like I said before, they wouldn't start automatically themselves. So you can stop them and say, no, I will not go to the stress. That will be your free will.
And I think it's important to know that these are usually not very obvious patterns. Like, it's not like I wake up and go to brush my teeth every morning. I know I do that. It's more of internal, deep thoughts that you may not even realize you have that are holding you back and blocking you.
Yeah, that's true. Very often all these patterns, they are in our blind spots. That's how they're called in the psychology.
Yeah.
When people ask me, how do I start to use my free will? I always say, you can start using your free will straight away, any time of life. You have a problem, for example, the easiest way, before you reacting, just stay, count till 5 and remember how you reacted to the similar issue in your previous life. And remember, was it successful? Whether it brought you some positive solution or not. And if not, then try to think about some new way how to deal with this problem, with this situation.
And honestly, this is all easier said than done. It's very hard to break a habit. But I think the first step is just being aware that you have it.
Yes, being aware. That's the first step.
But
yeah, you're right. But then to find this new creative way, you might need to know what I said, to know what your psyche consists of, maybe to get new knowledge, new information, maybe to get professional or friendly help, that will be your steps to find the new creative way.
Yeah.
And to avoid big sufferings. This way you will not go to stress, yes, and then you will not go to sufferings.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I really like this conversation, and I really look forward to working with you because we talked about, I did my first session with you, and I'm looking forward to digging in deeper. And I advise everyone who's listening, if they're interested in kind of reading more about themselves and getting to know themselves and what their life's purpose is, Tanya is highly recommended for me. But I really appreciate this talk, and I look forward to the next. So thank you so much for meeting with me.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Just 1 second. I wanted to mention, I had a consultation with an 11-year-old boy. And, normally children don't come themselves, but his mom asked me to talk to him because he had problem with making friends.
Mm.
And first he was very reserved, but after he opened up and he shared even his dream that he wants to have big business and to be a rich person, and very, very big goals in life, yachts, airplanes, and everything. Of course, I mentioned to him that you cannot reach any goal if you cannot establish good relationships with other people. And then during the conversation, he looked at me, he sat close and he said, but Tanya, I want not only all this richness, all this wealth and everything, I want as well to live the life with a meaning. 11 years old. He said, I
Wow.
want that my life would have a sense. Can you help me with that? So I just want to say to everybody, if you ask yourself the same question, so you are welcome to come to my
That's
consultation.
beautiful. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I love that. Good end note. Well, thank you again. And
Thank you.
thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.